Hello, Merry Meet. So I want to review a delightful little tarot deck. It is called Cat Tarot. And it's published by FSC. No, completely wrong. That is it's by Chronicles Books. I was looking at this, but this is just what the paper is made of. I'm horrible when it comes to remembering who made something. And it's illustrated by Megan Lynn Kott. And this is such a cute deck. There are a lot of different cat decks. And this is one of my favorites because it has a lot of charm. It's definitely a deck for more light-hearted readings. And it doesn't take itself super seriously. While at the same time, it is not so silly that it's only a novelty deck. So like that. It comes in this cute box. And it is pretty durable. You can see there, it's a pretty thick cardboard. It has this, you know if you can get it, follow effect on the writing. It doesn't show up within the camera, but it has. And there's little designs on it everywhere. If you haven't gotten it yet, this is a cat-themed deck. So yes, it comes with this little white book, or rather a little purple book. So let's have a look, shall we? It has introduction, the deck, preparing for the reading, spreads and layouts, the reading, major arcana, minor arcana, the suits, and about the authors. So basically, I mean, you know what an introduction is. A little bit about the deck and the inspiration for the deck. Then you have a little blurb about some advice for preparing for a reading. And we have some simple spreads and layouts. Nothing too exciting. We have one that's a specialty area, and you know I love it when they make a special spread for a deck. It is the paw. So I wish I had put it basically as a paw, than rather just on a line. But you can always do that, and I think I will if I use that spread. And of course we have the Celtic cross, because it is necessary. And the horseshoe spread, which is also got pretty basic. Oh yeah, I've completely forgotten about this one. We have the mandala, or the belly rub spread. This is also a unique one, and it can give quite a bit of details, so I do like that. I like that I have quite a variety of spreads. And a Tree of Life spread. This one is really good. So they have actually some more advanced spreads here too. I had completely forgotten about those. Then it's about how to do a reading. And some more tips for doing a good reading. I do have to say though that the text here, well, there is quite a bit of information in this little white book. The reason why they managed to squeeze quite a bit of information in this size of book is that the text is really tiny. So if you have problems with the eyes, this is not a book for you. Look at this. Here's my finger. There's the text. And then you have basically half a page thing to a page about each of the majors. And then we have the little arcana, which gets little blurbs like this. And we have some about the authors as well. We do. And then we have a little blurb about the authors, which is it is Megan Lynn Kott, which mentioned before, and Julia Smiley, who has written the deck. So yeah, I'll definitely give this a passing grade. It's a pretty good little white book. It is a little white book, so I wouldn't necessarily call it a guidebook. It is said to come with a guidebook. I wouldn't call that a guidebook. It's a fairly big little white book, and that's what it is. It has a good selection of spreads. It has some more information than you usually find in a little white book, but it's still that. So you can give this deck as a gift, and it's a deck I can definitely see somebody giving as a gift to someone who doesn't necessarily have a lot of tarot experience, and you have what you need here. Though as this person explores more about the tarot, they will want to get a proper book. But it definitely gets a passing grade, and it has a fair bit of useful information. So let's get to the cards. We have the Fool here. The card, it looks really, really funny, but I'm not so sure it really says the Fool to me. I mean, to me, the Fool is, you have to have this idea of this young, naive person who just sets out on a journey. Basically, what makes them foolish is not that they're a little bit wonky in the head, it's that they are young and naive and just starting out, and therefore not looking where they go. Just being a bit wonky, that's not the message of the card, but fair enough. The Magician card is adorable, and it do fit with the standard tarot symbolism. The High Priestess fits reasonably well. Most of these fits pretty well with your typical Rider-Waite thing, though the symbols are at times simplified. Other times, though, I have a bit more of a problem seeing it. For example, here we have a lovely white kitten with a cone of shame. How does this say Emperor? How does this, I mean, the stance of the cat says, I rule it all, I have everything under control, I got this, which is basically the stand in your authority, which the Emperor card says, but with a cone of shame? Apparently, the Emperor had a bit of a tumble, or perhaps had his balls removed. And then we have the Hierophant, which I actually really like. As you can see, it's a one-eyed cat, like a little Odin cat. The lovers are adorable. The Chariot is useless. It's a chair. It's very, very, very clearly a chair. So it's a chariot that goes nowhere, which sort of flies straight in the opposite of what the whole point of the chariot is. The chariot is progress, it is success, it is movement, while at the same time, while the situation is moving forward, you have to make sure you keep hold of the rein and keep going, because you aren't there yet. Strength worked pretty well, actually. The Hermit. Wheel of Fortune. Just this card is just funny. As you can see, this works. This works as the Hangman. It would have been even better if the cat had caught a bird or something, because the essence of the Hanged Man is that you have to make a personal sacrifice to reach your goals. So if you had a cat managing to get what he wanted, but now he's in a bit of a precarious situation hanging from a tree, how shall we be getting down? That would have fit the card perfectly, but it works. Does actually work pretty well. It's a vacuum cleaner, and not only basically the cat scared of it, but it is change and renewal, so it will work. Temperance work actually very well because, yeah, you can see that. The devil is pointless. It's a dog. Yes, it's quite possible that a cat will see a dog as the devil, but it doesn't. Here's one of the things that's a problem when somebody who isn't really experienced with the tarot decides to make a tarot card. And yeah. And that is that a dog isn't, it doesn't stand for anything that the devil stands for. Basically, the devil isn't about, oh, here's some great evil. The devil stands for the temptations that will lure you off the path. Basically, on the fool's journey, he has gotten some progress, but there's all of these temptations that may lure him off the path. And it stands, for example, for an addiction. It could be something serious like drugs, but it could also be basically a habit that's just bad for you. For example, I have a very bad habit of not paying full attention. So when I'm watching a TV series, for example, I'm a little bit on my phone and I do little bit of this and a little bit of that. And then I sometimes miss important things instead of really getting to enjoy that show and just sitting down and focusing on that thing. That would be an example of a message from the devil card. It can also, on a more positive note, means purely material gain. So let's say somebody is asking about a relationship, and you might get the lovers and the devil. I might read that as, yes, you might find somebody that you will have a fling with, but it will be just a physical thing. You will have a lot of fun, but at the end of the day, it's fairly empty. It's just a bit of fun. And the dog doesn't really say that, does it? There's a cute dog, though. The tower works. The star actually works. The moon works. The sun is actually brilliant because here you have the pregnant kitty basking in the sunlight. So, yeah, perfect. Judgment is fine. And the world is fine. But I can't go basically through my opinions on each and every of the minor arcana cards, but I will show you some of them. Like you can see, they are all fully illustrated. They are really, really cute. They have cats. We like cats. Let's see some other suits. The cups, of course, are bowls. So, yeah. The Age of Swords is actually brilliant. Oh, so happy. Two of Swords is this cat's fangs. It's clever. Six of Swords. So yeah, I mean, the deck, some of the cards works very well, while at other times it's clear that the desire to make cute cat imagery has gone over the desire to stay true to tarot symbolism. And this is something I find in a lot of novelty decks. And while this is definitely not just a novelty deck, you can use this, and I will use this for I will probably use this for animal readings and for more light-hearted readings, because it is a deck that, looking at these images, I get in a good mood. So readings, for example, what can I do to feel better today, or what can I do to get out of this dump? This is a very joyful, fun deck. But it's still a novelty deck, and very often then sticking to the novelty way more heavy than sticking to the symbolism of the tarot, which can be a bit of a problem for some of these cards. Other than that, this is pretty good. The cardstock is amazing. It is the best I have seen in a while. It is really sturdy. This will stand up to quite a bit of wear and tear. I also like that the back side here, it has lots of little symbols and is reversible. Technically speaking, if you memorize where the symbols is, you can see if a card is right side up or not, but it works very well. I like these thin borders, and it is it possible actually to crop it? I think it should be. Yeah, you can crop this deck pretty easily, get rid of those white borders if you want to. And yeah, there's not a lot of text on here, just the title on the majors and the numbers on top. And for the minors, for the court cards, you have the title, and for the others, you just have a number in the corner, and otherwise, it's just full image. The artwork is very nice. These are funny, well-drawn images by somebody who clearly loves cats, and there are so much details. For example, let's look at the Nine of Swords here. As you can see, you even see those little I do not know what I call in English, but there's these little sheets that it's basically the cat version of verticals that basically slide over the nails when they are drawn back in to protect them a little bit. You can see all of these little details, which is just amazing. The cats are very realistically drawn. They are in positions and movements that really make you think cat. They're just so cat. So they are just awesome, and they're thick cats and thin cats and cats of all sorts. I love the artwork on this deck. Basically, this is a great deck. The little white book is good quality. Everything about this deck is pretty good. My only complaint is that some of the cards don't fit with the tarot symbolism very well. Most of them actually do fit, but there are some, like the Devil card, which is just, I'm not really sure what the author has been thinking there, but it doesn't really add up. I guess you could say that a dog could chase a cat off the path if I want to be charitable, and I do, because this is a nice deck. Otherwise, you could say that it stands for the cat being chased off the path. However, the Emperor with his balls cut off and a cone of shame I'm not sure how I can be charitable. I guess I was thinking that a crown of shame was sort of looking like an emperor's color or a crown or something, but trust me, cats don't think about it like that. So yeah, there are a couple of those. Other than that, I have no complaints about this deck. It's a gorgeous deck. It's so amazing for cat lovers. And it is an overall good deck with good build quality, great cardstock quality, a very nice box. This box will take some beating. You don't need to run off and buy a bag for this. It's a good deck. Since the box is so nice, this makes for a great gift. And on one end, I would like to say this would be a great first deck for someone, but since it has a few of the images are a bit iffy as to the symbolism, I don't know exactly what I would think about that, because those that do fit the symbolism do so, but in a little bit simplified way. So it would be a very simple way to learn, but some of the cards are far off. I would still say this would be a deck I would consider for a beginner, and it would make a great gift. So yeah, that is my review of Cat Tarot by Megan Lynn Kott. It's a good deck, but I wish that the desire to make it cat themed did not go in front of a desire to make the symbolism make sense. So I'll give this I'll give it 7 out of 10. It is still a very good deck though, and I'm glad I got it. Hope you have enjoyed this review. Have a great day, and blessed be.